Schedule a free design consultation, and the more you buy, the more you'll save on blinds, shades, shutters, and more from Budget Blinds. Visit budgetblinds.com today.
This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the latest employment numbers by Statistics Canada, as officials there say there's a mix of good and bad news. The bad news is the country's economy has lost 8,000 jobs last month. The good news, if you call it that, is economists were expecting a loss of 5,000 jobs. The new numbers bumped the unemployment rate to 6.8%, the highest it's been since September. From a regional perspective, employment losses were felt the most in Alberta, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland. In January, Alberta saw a net loss of 14,000 jobs. To the border city now, where 3 people were taken to hospital after a crash on 44th Street yesterday evening. Police say a person driving a vehicle was heading east on Highway 16 and tried to turn left onto 75th Avenue.
It misjudged oncoming traffic and was struck by a westbound vehicle, T-boning it. This caused us a minor entrapment. The door was unable to be opened, so we had to call fire, who used the jaws of life to retrieve her. The jaws of life were used to extract a trapped passenger. 3 people suffered minor injuries. No charges have been laid yet, but the investigation is ongoing. Little rubber ducks may remind you of bubble baths, but the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, Lloydminster, is using them for something else. They're inviting locals to take part in a great duck invasion.
We would like to see them kind of covering the city, and they're just going towards bringing awareness for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So hopefully every time someone sees a yellow duck, they'll think of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
They have about 5,000 ducks to sell, all left over from the Duck and Dine fundraising event a few years ago. Longworth says they've sold about 400 so far, and some businesses are really getting into it.
A couple of my friends at Synergy got involved, and they just kind of put the ducks in some offices, and now they've been moving around all throughout.
All money raised will go towards programming at the agency.
So traditional match, in-school mentoring, all that sort of programming, and also just the facility, keeping the lights on, all that sort of stuff.
To order ducks, you can call the office at 306-825-5757 to make arrangements to pick them up. They take cash and checks. Well, families are making their way to the Bellies Babies extravaganza. With a theme this year, who are the people in your neighborhood? It's billed as a family affair where parents can discover products and resources in the communities, but there's also tons of activities for the kids. Katie Hudson has more.
Help you guide your way through that crazy journey of parenting.
With 5 kids and 1 grandchild of her own, Winona Moreland, organizer of Bellies Babies, knows that parenting doesn't come with a training manual.
We like to raise awareness of some of the supports we have in the community for families, either women that are pregnant or families with young children.
These supports include the Village, Pregnancy and Parenting Center, and Midwest Family Connections. There's also a range of family-friendly products to discover.
We've got stuff for the babies and little kids in the family, and you don't have to worry that there's any kind of chemicals or anything.
Vendors like Conkin hope to connect their new products to the families in the community.
I've been developing the products for the last 3-4 years, but just started my business here about 6 months ago.
But while the adults are busy learning and shopping, there's no need to worry about the kids being bored. Things to do include craft stations, toys to play with, and even an entertainment stage.
We have Sprinkles the Clown is here today, and she's putting on some magic shows. The Vermilion Drama Club is putting on some skits, as well as bringing some of our friends from Sesame Street. The Lakeland College Performing Arts Group, and they're doing some pieces from their musical Beauty and the Beast Jr.
For more information, visit www.thebelliesandbabies.com. Katie Hudson, Newcap News.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful weekend in the Midwest, and if you're looking for something to do, Heather Klages has some ideas in this week's edition of What's Happening.
This Saturday night, you've got a chance to see one of the biggest acts in Canadian country music. Emerson Drive is going to be live in Cold Lake Saturday night. They've got a brand new hit out. You've probably heard it on Lloyd FM. It's called Who We Are. They also teamed up for that huge hit with Tebe, Wake Me Up, and they've had hits for years. So guaranteed you'll be singing along to their songs if you head out and see them in Cold Lake this Saturday night. This Saturday night, if you want to stay a little bit closer to home, right here in Lloydminster, the Legacy Centre is hosting a Cabin Fever concert. It's your chance to see the Great Plains, Saskia, and Daryl. They play some great folk music, plus they tell a whole lot of stories as well. So you'll be in for a great night of entertainment. The show gets underway at 7. You can get your tickets at the door for just $15. We're starting to see a little bit of spring runoff, so you know what that means? It's time for spring break. And Luke Bryan is back with his final ever spring break album. He says he's getting too old to do spring break, so he's bringing it straight to you. If you want a copy of all his party songs, it's really easy. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontest@newcap.ca. And we want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the spring break tunes. And if you want to check out some local talented people, you've got a chance to see the Fame Dance Studio as they put on their festival showcase this weekend at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klages, and that's what's happening.
That's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Good night. Good night.